Hola guys and girls, and welcome to ICBA Week 5. We are up versus the Worcester Walreins and EqualsNotFunny. Week 5 is upon us. Of course, last week the devastating loss happened versus the Great Lake Greninjas, and we are still suffering from that. Thankfully, we are still currently the number 1 spot in our division, just through the power of the alphabet though. Great Lake Greninjas are currently tied with us because of our loss and their record. So that basically our good record before saved us from falling down, so we need to start winning again to keep that number 1 spot. Otherwise Jonah will take us over, and we definitely do not want that. We want to get the playoffs, we want to get the title, and for that we need to start winning again. So we are up versus EqualsNotFunny, which is an outer divisional matchup, so not that important in regard of playoff race, but since we are currently completely tied with our boy Jonah behind us from Great Lake Ninjas, we do need wins, and we do need good wins so we can stay ahead. So we're definitely going to aim for that. He currently has a losing record, so he's not going too hot, but still we can't underestimate any one of our opponents, because I mean we had some pretty deciding wins, but then we had the deciding loss, so anything can happen. And yeah, let's see all about this. Let's look at his team and see what he does bring to the table. First of all, he got the Mega Latios, the Sylveon, Conkeldurr, Superior, Galvantula, Porygon 2, Kabutops, Magmortar, Exploud, and Bishop, and Gastrodon. His Z move users are the Exploud, the Magmortar, and the Conkeldurr. And biggest threat to my team are once the Mega Latios, which is not as scary as Mega Latias, to be completely honest, because more easy revenge killed. It's more offensively threatening, but I had good enough defensive checks for Mega Latias. The important thing was, how do I kill this thing, and how can I wear it down so it dies and does not sweep through my team. Mega Latios I can kill a bit easier, and we already dealt with Mega Latias, so I'm sure we can deal with Mega Latios. The other pretty big threat is the Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is a huge threat. I have no idea if he wants to run Guts, so I have to be careful with scalding around. He could be Iron Fist, he could run Sheer Force. If he's Sheer Force, he does the most damage to my team. Like I said, the analysts already mentioned it. The Bolt Beam weakness of my team is sadly there. So yeah, that is kind of a problem with Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Mark Punch, Drain Punch, all the punches. And yeah, if he has Iron Fist, Sheer Force, both could be happening. Conkeldurr is the biggest threat because my most defensive walls, which are like Skarmory, can wall it if he's like Iron Fist, Fire Punch, or Sheer Force, Fire Punch, or Thunder Punch even. And even Flame Orb Milotic has problems versus that. So Conkeldurr is definitely the biggest threat in my opinion, just from breaking my walls. Of course, it's fairly reasonably revenge killed because it's so slow and has some hard hitters versus its thing, but it can just potentially run through walls, and it's difficult because basically only my Latios can one hit KO it. Everything else will have to take a hit after it did go for damage, and taking it from Conkeldurr is not an easy feat on my team. So I'm gonna say that's the biggest threat, and then you got other threats. Of course, you could bring Sticky Web, which makes a lot of his slower ones a big threat, like the Bishop, like my Conkeldurr, even more potentially offensive Sylveon. But other than that, his other biggest threat is, in my opinion, Superior. I have a few good checks to Superior, like I have Skarmory, Scorpius Leaf Stone, but dies to +2 HPI basically. I got Roserade, which can take it on decently well. But basically, once Roserade is gone, like Roserade is quote-unquote my best check to that, and once Roserade goes down, this Superior can potentially run from my team at speedier than everything bar my Sneasel. So as long as I keep Sneasel alive, I can potentially revenge kill it, even with just an Ice Crash, don't even go for Ice Shot and stuff like that. But it has the potential to sweep from my team if Sneasel is weakened, which can happen for rocks and all this good stuff. But yeah, biggest threats, Conkeldurr, then I want to say Mega Latios, and then Superior. And then he has a bunch of defense mons. Bishop, kind of annoying as well, but we will go more into detail about that on the actual team build. I want to see the team, which we will do right now. Why not? Let's go. We start off with, oh, these are all my teams. God damn it, spoiler alert. I probably will black that out. I had some other teams prepared already. But either way, we start with Gesundheit, the Sneasel. It did great versus the Mega Latias. Now it's choice banded versus the Mega Latios, because this time, actually, I don't have to switch up moves too much versus him, because Ice Crash is just very good versus team. The only thing he has to resist that is once the Bishop, and other thing the Magmortar. Both not defensive mons, both not taking Ice Crashes too well. So that's why I'm not Life Up actually, because I don't need to switch up to Poison Jab or something like that. Then I have Knockoff as well to get rid of items. I used Punishment last time, and if you saw my video, he might expect that, so he might not even bring a Core Mind variant or something like that, so I don't think it's useful. Then Pursuit, to potentially Pursuit Trap the Megaladios, because like I said, Megaladios is not that bulky as Megaladia, still very bulky, but not as bulky, and so I can potentially Pursuit Trap it once it's a bit weakened, because once he sees that I, once again, just have Scizor, Ice Crash, all this good stuff, I can Pursuit Trap it, get rid of it, and that's awesome. And some other ones I would potentially want to Pursuit Trap, like the Superior, for example, that one switch out versus me, because scared of Ice Crash, I want to Pursuit Trap that, and yeah, just in general, it's nice. Knockoff, of course, is great for the P2 as well, because the one thing with P2 you always want is either Toxic on it or it's a Violet gone, and with Knockoff I can at least do one of the things. And then you have Ice Shot for priority, of course, for some mons which potentially are faster. Be it Scarf or something like that, be it to dodge a Mark Punch from Conkeldurr and pick it off with a Bandit Ice Shot. Either way, that is the Sneasel. Let's go on with our Amazikin, the Blaziken Speed Boost. Darkium Z, this time with High Jump Kick, Flare Blitz, Knockoff, and the Protect. Enough speed, oh yeah, Sneasel, of course, enough speed for Superior. Blaziken, enough speed for max speed Bishop, I think. Max speed Jolly Bishop. So I outspeed it before I even get the speed boost, because Blaziken is basically my best switch to the Bishop I have on my team. Of this version of the team, basically. I have max defense right here. So I can switch it up, switch in more easily to Knockoff, Sucker Punch, Iron Head, AC, all of that. Knockoff, of course, weakens me, because not only is it listed, I have a Z Crystal, so that is more weak as well. Then I have Dual Stab, because he does not like taking Dual Stabs, and then Knockoff with Darkium Z. Before I did ran Shadow Claw versus the Megaladias, but Knockoff actually, Darkium Z, sadly, or sadly, doesn't matter, it does depend how I want to see it. It does have the Z variant of Knockoff, that is, the Black Hole Eclipse, does have a 20 base power less than if I would run base 70 move. But Knockoff is once again great for the P2. And I do not need quite the punching power versus Megaladios as I need with Megaladias, so that's why I decided for Knockoff. And Knockoff has bigger utility overall than just Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw was last time nice to it, like stuff like Chandelure and stuff like that. But this time Knockoff is basically just there for Megaladios and for the rest to knocking off items. So that's why I decided for that more utility kind of move. And then High Jump Kick Flare Blitz is just very great dual coverage versus team. Barring Latios, nothing wants to take anything. Like, Sylveon doesn't want to take a Flare Blitz. Conkeldurr doesn't want to take either. Superior Flare Blitz, Garvantula Flare Blitz, P2 High Jump Kick. Kabutops High Jump Kick, Magmortar High Jump Kick, Explorer High Jump Kick, Bishop either, and Gastrodon High Jump Kick. All of them get potentially 2-hit KO'd by the correct move. And yeah, that's why Blaziken is on this quad with Protect, of course, to get some speed boost going, so I can potentially Protect on this Superior. I have to be careful about the potential sub-variant, if you like subs on my Protect or something like that. But yeah, I can Protect, of course, to get enough speed to outspeed the Latios, all this good stuff. We always want to have Protect and outspeed with Blaziken, not always, to be fair, but this time we do, because we don't really need more coverage. I'm also thinking about Hidden Power Grass versus the Gastrodon, because if I would be him, I would probably run a physical defensive Gastrodon with Protect for my Blaziken, so I can crash into it with my Jump Kick. So I was thinking about HP Grass, but in the end, if I don't have HP Grass, either I don't have Flare Blitz, and I need Flare Blitz to hit, like, if I would HP Grass and not Flare Blitz, I couldn't hit the Sylveon with my Jump Kick, Hidden Power Grass and Knockoff. If I don't have High Jump Kick, I still want the strong fighting stab just for the P2 right there, because P2, if you ever face the P2, you know what a bitch it is to take down, so that's what I want to decide in the end for these moves. Next up, we got Blurmsher, the Roserade, offensive variant, enough speed to outspeed everything up to a max speed. Let me check again. It is max speed Magmortar. Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Dazzling Gleam, and Spikes. And first of all, Spikes is great with this team. His only hazard removal really is the Megaladios. Yeah, really only Megaladios. So Megaladios probably wouldn't bring defog. Usually you want other moves than Megaladios. You want Roost, you want Central Command, Dragon Dance, and then some coverage moves. So I do not expect him to really have hazard removal. That's the problem. Kabutops, Giga Drain, Magmortar, Sludge Bomb, Explode, Sludge Bomb, Bishop, Dazzling Gleam, and Gastrodon Giga Drain. Like, this is my main switch into the Gastrodon, because it doesn't care for anything. I have Natural Cure, because I don't have anything which is Technician boosted. I can take the scores, get burned, and then switch out, get not burned anymore. So yeah, that's why I have my offensive Rosage. Depending on his team, I can potentially easily predict what he will switch in, because yeah, not many of these things on his team want to take a hit from the Roserade. Yes, I thought offensive one. First I had like a max def one, thing like that, but in the end I decided for more offensive one is nicer for overall for his team, because it has such a good matchup. It can't take on the Superior that well anymore. It can still take it on. Like, it can, if it at full health, can go into Leaf Storm and then take still a +2 Hidden Power Fire or something like that. But I have to be careful. At +4 I don't take it anymore, and if I'm weakened I can't take the combination anymore. So either way, Rose Rate I need to keep healthy if I want to check the Superior with it, but other than that it is decently good. And I have good offensive checks for the Superior, like my Amazing and my Scizor, for example. Latios to an extent as well. But yeah, that's the Rose Rate. Next up we got Comfy. Physically defensive, Drainicus, Calm Mind, Synthesis, and Taunt. This is my main check to the Mega Latios. This thing does not care for Mega Latios, if it's not set up, that is. The defensive investment is enough so that a Psyshock does not 2-hit KO me from a max special attack Timid Mega Latios, and the speed is there for a max speed Bishop, I think. So I can potentially, yeah, Calm Mind that if he tries to go for a knock or something like that. Iron Head, I can take one Iron Head, actually. Riveted Spread from an Adamant Bishop, which is not life up, so I can potentially Calm Mind on that and then Drainicus it after that to get health back and stuff like that. But either way, Comfy has a very nice matchup for this team. The only thing he really has for this, which does resist Drainicus, is the Magmortar, of course. Bishop can revenge kill it as well, potentially depending on the set and stuff like that. But if I get enough Calm Minds up, Drainicus of course neutral versus that. I get a lot of damage going versus that thing. But Magmortar is the only thing which resists. But Magmortar, barring it has like Iron Tail or something like that, can't really touch me. Like I can't set up on this thing because Comfy is just so physically bulky and just Calm Mind stuff like that. Then I have Taunt, because with Taunt, anything which wants to Toxic me, mainly the P2 or the Sylveon or the Gastrodon, they are just set up for me. I Taunt them, I Calm Mind up, and then Drainicus for the win. So that's the Comfy right here. That's why it's here. Just first of all, it's there for the Mega Latios, the best switch I have, because I was first calcing with other stuff with Skarmory, which can take it on. Milotic can't really take it on as well. So that's why it's Comfy right here, mainly for the Mega Latios, but depending on which monster he brings, this can just straight sweep through his team, because he doesn't have many checks for it once I start setting up. But yeah, before I start setting up, it's of course pitifully weak. I don't have any investment in special attack. Drainicus is only 50 base power. I need to start getting some Calm Minds before I can do actual damage to his team, which I can do versus most of his defensive mons. But I think even all his defensive mons, I can just start Calm Minding up and Taunt and all this good stuff. But yeah, next up we got Milotic with the Flame of Max Physical Defensive, Surf, Ice Beam, Toxic Recover. This thing is my Conkeldurr check. It is Life of Sheer Force. This is not a Conkeldurr check anymore. But if he's anything else, with Flame Up, Max Physical Defenses, this is the best thing I have to switch into the Conkeldurr. It's nice for the Bishop as well, especially since I don't need the Flame Up anymore, so that he can't just free knock me off and then knock off his weaken versus me, because I'm already burned, stuff like that. I have Surf over Scald, because like I said, I don't want to burn the Conkeldurr. Ice Beam there for stuff like the Mega Latios and the Superior, which I can't hit otherwise, and then Toxic for the Gastrodon. Flame was of course nice, again, because Gastrodon can't Toxic me. And then recover for recovery. That's basically Milotic. Very nice check to the Bishop, very nice check to the Conkeldurr, and then like just stuff to hit stuff. Milotic stuff. But yeah, last but not, there's not much to talk about. It checks these, and then it serves Ice Beams and Toxic Mons and recovers. Next up, we got German Wings. Berry, max speed, max special attack with Breakup, Psyshock, Defog, and don't fool yourself, this is Hidden Power Fighting. I just have this here because I will actually, with Hidden Power Fighting, I would have one speed point less, but I would actually golden bottle cap that in game. So it has 31 everywhere, but it is Hidden Power Fighting still. That's the nice thing. You can get still max BDVs and still have a weird hidden power. So this Hidden Power Fighting for the Bishop, because he has the Galvantula, I need hazard removal. Before that I did have hazard removal on the squad. But aside, I need it just for the Galvantula, because if he brings Sticky Web, that's very annoying. I have a lot of speedy mons which want their speed versus his other mons, especially my Scizor is very it's very falls short. It doesn't outspeed stuff like the Latios or the Superior. So I want Sticky Web gone, so I need a hazard remover. I only have Defogger, and aside, in the end, Latios is the best Defogger I have. I have the Berry and Hidden Power Fighting, of course, for the Bishop, because once that switches into a Defog, it of course gets a +2 boost through Defiant, and that's why I have HP Fighting right there, so I can play some games with him. I can try to switch out into my Milotic, of course, if he wants to go for knockoff and doesn't predict the and Sucker Punch down on that, I can go for Hidden Power Fighting, stuff like that. If he wants to predict the defog from the start, I can go for Hidden Power Fighting on the potential Bishop switch in, because if he brings the Galvantula, he definitely is going to bring Sticky Web, and if he brings Sticky Web, I think he will be more aggressive with his Bishop, and I can actually catch it, like go to Latios, don't defog from right away, just go for HP Fighting, kill the Bishop, and then defog. And yeah, other than that, I have Draco Medium Psyshock, because that's great coverage versus team. I can actually win Speed Tiles versus his Mega Latios and drop a Draco on that and kill it. So yeah, there's Mega Latios there with the Cola Berry. I'm guaranteed to live a +2 knockoff. Sucker Punch not guaranteed, but depending if he's life or not. And I can guaranteed live a +2 Pursuit in case I want to say to switch out versus the Bishop with Latios. In the overall, Colberry is just very nice. If he's not +2, I can just take any hit from him. and always kill him with HP fighting, barring he's like Chopper Berry. But yeah, that's my team. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, what do you think about our matchup. I'm pretty confident with our matchup. Like, last time Talonflame was a bigger fan and stuff like that, but this time the matchup is more in our favor, I think. But yeah, that's all from me. The match will of course be up tomorrow. Big excited for that. Definitely check out Equals. His stuff is in the description as usual. And yeah, I will see you all for the match. Hit me up, Twitter, Facebook, link in the description, blah blah. See ya.